Hello everyone, my name is Dante Alaman. I am from OctoberPanicAttack.com and I'm here to talk to you about Creamy Acres Night of Terror. That's nightofterror.com. We went to Creamy Acres Night of Terror in the 2010 season on October 2nd on a beautiful, cold, thankfully cold fall night finally. It rained horribly the week before and finally the rain was done and we were there, and Creamy Acres didn't even close even if it was muddy, and if it was muddy they fixed it all up nice. The last time we were at Creamy Acres was in 2008. We missed the entire 2009 season because of the stinking rain. It rained every weekend in October 2009, if you recall. Creamy Acres is an expertly driven machine. Creamy Acres is completely determined and on purpose and very, very serious in what they do. It's very obvious. From the Hayride to the 5 attractions, Creamy Acres Night of Terror is expertly driven, expertly run. It's extremely obvious. It's the only hayride where you're going to get foam on you. Now, why don't other haunted houses do this? I have no idea, okay? But you're going to get a lot of foam dumped on you. Nice smelling foam, I might add. It's the only place where you're going to get wet a lot in the haunted houses. So there's a lot of physicality to Creamy Acres, a ton of physicality to Creamy Acres. The Hayride has extremely impressive sets, but sets that are, different. It's not just looking at nice things. They're sets that involve you. They love their chainsaws at Creamy Acres. In every attraction, they love their chainsaws. But it's very deliberate. And it's very well done. There was a section on the Hayride that I'm going to talk about right now where you go into a house, then you come out of the house, you think you're now going to travel a little bit more outside, and you go directly into another dark house, and things happen in there pretty brutally. And there are definitely brutal elements to the Hayride. It's shock after shock after shock after shock. There's not a lot of downtime. You go on hayrides a lot of the time, and you just have a lot of time where you're just kind of, sitting in the hayride, doing nothing except taking a ride. Creamy Acres Night of Terror makes sure that their hayride has something going on almost every 15 seconds. Okay, there's not really a dull moment at all on the Creamy Acres hayride. Okay, and that's something that's beautiful. There's a lot of awesome things with it. The actors are great on the hayride, and it's something that definitely one of the best hayrides, I would say. Okay, without a doubt. There's nothing chintzy about it. There's nothing funny about it. It's pretty wild. The sets are pretty wild, and you're gonna get foam on you. The houses were great. Some great stuff. Creamy Acres has a great system where they dump you from the hayride into the next attraction, and that avoids having separate lines at this first attraction, because the hayride takes a while, so you're not going to have a huge line at the first attraction, because it's only the people that are getting off of the hayride. So very well run. I'll say something else too. Even if there's a line at Creamy Acres Night of Terror, the lines move fast. How do they? I have no idea. It's not just because I was in good company tonight. The lines move fast. They move very fast, so do not worry. The fastest I've ever experienced, actually. Either that or I'm just really entertained, and that's even better. But I'm going to say here, too, they have a pitch black section in the Mayhem of Darkness that is pitch black, and it's terrifying. It's terrifying. They have a dark maze, corn maze, that is extremely claustrophobic, with lots of dead ends and actors scattered throughout. My friends, I'm telling you right now, if you're claustrophobic like I am, if you have a fear of being lost, separated from your group, of dead ends, this ain't for you. The frozen tundra, I mean, one of the coolest, most creative outsides of an attraction I've ever seen. And there was less fog in the fog area this time around, though. I noticed, like, I could actually see the fence, which didn't scare me as much this time. But some cool, the atmosphere. There's snow outside. I mean, when do you ever see snow outside? So definitely some cool stuff there. But less fog in that room. And I'm gonna have to say here that they added a pirate thing, and I'm typically never scared of pirates. I never think that pirates go with Halloween at all. Actually, pirates and dinosaurs typically, to me, don't go with Halloween at all. But the attraction was very impressive. The sets really stood out to me, and I'm going to say this here. The pirate attraction reminded me of the 80s Wildwood Boardwalk haunted houses. It even smelled like it. So the sets were awesome, and it had that feel to it, which is a really, really cool feel, like an old haunted house feel. Almost like a dark ride, but you're walking. That was very cool. What really blindsided me the most was the last attraction, which became my favorite attraction, which was the 3D house. Everybody has a 3D house now. Everybody has a clown house now, just like everybody has an asylum now. Creamy Acres actually used to have an asylum, but they don't have it anymore. I think they replaced it with the pirate thing. But everybody has this now. Everybody has a clown thing now. Everybody has an asylum. Everybody, So you think to yourself, okay, here's another 3D thing. I'm going to put the glasses on. I'm going to see the same old, and it's not going to be that bad. This was very bad, in a good way. It was the most bewildered I've ever been in a 3D haunted house before. The soundtrack was amazing, with clown music. There was a constant strobe light that was slow and dizzying and disorienting for the entire duration, and my friends, it was very long, of this 3D house. There were rooms where you did not know how to get out. The rooms were huge and filled to the brim with clowns. The clowns were in your face like crazy. And I would say, I'm going to say this right now, there is no 3D haunted house that made clowns this scary as this one. Clowns aren't one of my things that scare me, but in this one I was scared of them. The strobe light effect was so horrible that I thought I had to shut my eyes because I couldn't take it anymore. It was making my mind crazy. And there was a foam room in there too, so get ready to get wet. And there was an effect in this thing, and I don't want to say too much about it. There's an effect in this house that I have never seen in my whole life, and I could never even dream of it. It looks like mirrors with weird lights. Seriously, completely original, okay? And there's an effect on the Hayride too, with a light that will blow you away. All that said, I almost cried in the 3D house, okay? There was a room where I couldn't get out and the clowns were everywhere, and I couldn't see because it was strobing. Creamy Acres Night of Terror, nightofterror.com. Job well done. Sorry the review is so long. Excellent job, okay? Excellent job. Everything was awesome, I probably loved the Frozen Tundra more in 2008, but everything was awesome. Good job, guys. The cheapest food ever, by the way. Cheapest food ever. Cheapest merchandise ever. A t-shirt for $8. Yes. Yes. Yes.